documentary was intended to be an objective, authentic, and realistic representation of the Lakota way of life on Pine Ridge Reservation in South Dakota. It hasn't quite turned out that way. In my intent to truthfully portray the Lakota way of life, this documentary has turned on me and has asked me questions. Difficult questions. Questions like, what are your motives? Do you even have the right to do this, especially when you know that the perception you have of life on the reservation is filtered through your own cultural history, your personal experiences? Who are you, anyway? And so, when it is all said and done, this documentary isn't just about the Lakota people, it's more about me. And perhaps, in the end, you will find that it is also about you.
Lots of times when people hear about Pine Ridge, they think about specific things. Poverty, Wounded Knee, some of the history.
When I think of Pine Ridge, what do I see?
Usually, when people off the reservation think about the reservation, the focus is on the problems here. It's on the poverty here, it's on the alcoholism here, it's on the lack of housing here, whatever it is, and on how to help deal with their problem.
Yes, I see need here, and I believe the group I'm with has the skills to meet some of those needs. As I listen to Carl, though, I begin to understand that this isn't enough, and will never be enough.
We find that most people don't have an awareness of the fact that the problems here are tied into a long history of the Lakota people and the invaders. I mean, over a 300-year span of history, white people in particular on this continent are invaders, and the fact that history, for Lakota people, the awareness of that history is very deeply ingrained, and it's not just something that happened a long time ago. It's like their grandparents and their great-grandparents. It's the boarding schools, it's the loss of the Black Hills, and it's all very much present every day.
We survived a lot of things, and then when you want to talk about it, you oftentimes get accused of drudging up the past and not having the ability to move forward, or trying to put people on guilt trips. But I compare it to maybe a young woman who against her will was raped repeatedly, violated, and then was never believed that she was raped. She was never violated. And after several attempts to seek justice, she was still denied wonder at such heartbreak that young woman must go through every day to live her whole life like that, and then to die as an old woman with no justice. And so that is basically the story of the Lakota people.
I'm filled with grief as I listen to Will speak. I picture Black Elk standing on Harney Peak weeping, dressed and painted as he was in his great vision, holding the sacred pipe before him in his right hand.
With tears running, O Great Spirit, my grandfather. A pitiful old man, you see me here. And I have fallen away and have done nothing. Today I send a voice for a people in despair. With running tears, I must say now that the tree has never bloomed. Here, old I stand, and the tree is withered, grandfather, my grandfather.
I look at the carnage around me and am filled with shame for what human beings are capable of doing to each other. I cannot change what has been and feel helpless and lost in the face of what is.
Part of the work we need to do, in addition to coming here and helping with the problems that are visible here, is to work at our own awareness of how our identities may have been damaged by what happened between the Lakota people and European Americans. We're not just out of the goodness of our hearts doing something for some people who are poor and need help. We are engaging in a continuing relationship that has a long history, and we're part of that history. And what we're doing in some ways is just taking small steps to make up for what's been done in the past. And so anything that we do is really the beginning of taking responsibility.
So I might not be able to change what has been, but what I can do is take responsibility for me, for my education of the heart.
song is called A Hard Life. Excuse me. A young man walking with his head hanging down, trying to find a job, but it's so hard to do. He's been struggling for most of his life. When you're born on the rest, you don't stay young and long. Oh, it's a hard life. Hey, oh, hard life. A young woman crying in the middle of the night, trying to feed her baby with no daddy inside. Her only money comes around once a month. It's gone in a flash, she's back to square one. Oh, it's a hard life. Hey, oh, hard life. We've got to find a way.
I would guess that for most of you come here because you would like to, meet, people who can help you understand some more about the Lakota culture and Lakota life and about who they are as a people. And that's good, and I think they appreciate us doing that. I hope, though, that you will get what I believe is equally, if not more important for you, and I believe every Lakota person I've ever worked with here would say it's more important, and that is to take a good look at who you are and who your culture has developed you into being. That's what's important in coming to their culture.